woman appeared on someone's doorbell camera dressed like a witch. The sight alone was enough to make anyone uneasy. She stood close to the door, demanding that it be opened, speaking in a harsh and unsettling way. At one point, she leaned forward and pressed her face right up to the camera, as if trying to get inside.
You left the door unlocked. Let me in before I rot.
Seeing the video alone was disturbing, but knowing what happened after made it even worse. A truck driver found a phone lying near the roadside and decided to check it. Inside, he saw a recording of a strange being. Its upper body looked human, with pale skin and long, dark hair covering part of its face. But the lower half was nothing like a person. It had hooves. The creature suddenly leaned forward, opening its mouth wide in a way that felt wrong. When the driver tried to find the owner of the phone, he learned the man was never seen again after that day.
Doorbell holding a sign with a specific verse from the Bible. Now neighbors in the area say they're spooked and concerned. Matt Howerton spoke with investigators about the warning to what
Late
residents
one night in
that
North Texas, a family's doorbell camera caught something no one expected. A masked man stood at their door holding a sign with a verse from Revelation. He didn't leave after ringing the bell. He walked around to the back and stood in front of another camera, making sure he was seen. The family called the police but refused interviews. Shaken and on edge, officers are keeping watch. But no one knows who he was or what his message meant.
We spoke to the homeowners who captured this footage. They filed a police report, but understandably so, they didn't want to do an interview with us because they are on edge. They've lived here for decades, don't know who this person is or what their message means.
Man Taylor immediately takes out his phone to record something in his girlfriend's house. He's by himself, and for the first time, he's hearing what his girlfriend often hears at night, but never records on camera. At this moment, the sound of someone walking back and forth is heard from upstairs. The thing is, though, no one else is home except Taylor.
My front camera is smashed, but I'm here at my girlfriend's house by myself. She always says it's haunted because it sounds like somebody is walking around upstairs. I've never heard it until now. I always say it's not haunted because the house is a little old. But it legit sounds like there's somebody upstairs. I will swing on a ghost or if it's a person, I don't care.
Get him.
Who's up there? Oh my god, they're like at the top of the stairs. Come down these stairs and I will swing on you, I promise.
What?
Eerily, the sound of charging footsteps is heard descending the staircase and heading towards Taylor. And as promised, he delivers. He lunges at whatever it was that was heading towards him. Although losing his balance upon doing so, he continues to record on the off chance that something else happens. Unfortunately, nothing does. But at least the sounds from earlier have stopped. Now, while most people tend to run away from paranormal occurrences, it is refreshing to see someone do something different. But as some believe, it might be best if he didn't confront the ghost in this house. Regardless, ghost or not, it is nice to see a different kind of reaction.
The FBI found bodies sewn together like Frankenstein in a human chop shop in Arizona.
Described as unsettling, but it sounds a whole lot worse. One FBI agent revealing what it was really like inside the Phoenix body donation facility. In 2014, he saw everything from buckets of heads, arms, and legs when the FBI raided the building.
Confused and angry. We thought this was going to be doing some good.
He even spotted a smaller head sewn onto a larger torso in a, quote, Frankenstein manner. Body parts piled on top of each other inside Biological Resource Center, where families donated their loved ones for medical research. Some say the company violated everything they promised. The limbs, according to that agent, with no apparent identification. The company sued months after the FBI raided families claiming their loved ones weren't treated with dignity and respect, a promise written on their own consent forms. The company also accused of selling body parts for profit after saying they'd only use the parts they needed and would cremate the ones they didn't and return them. A torso with a head apparently went for $2,400. A leg about $1,100. They'd even sell knees and feet alone for under $500.
Courier in an unknown city walked up to the door, ready to hand over an order. Then he noticed something that made his body lock. The customer had no head. The camera caught everything. The courier stood frozen for a moment, then turned and ran, leaving viewers stunned. Stories of headless figures exist all over the world. That's why this video still unsettles people. It wasn't a story. It was right there on screen. A man was working on his computer inside the morgue in Khulna, Bangladesh. Everything was normal until one of them started moving on its own. It sat up while still covered in a bag, then returned to its original position. When the man noticed this bone-chilling moment, he quickly ran out of the room and informed the other hospital staff. But when they arrived, it was no longer moving, leaving the man speechless about what he had witnessed just moments ago. It could be rigor mortis, but the movements didn't match the known phenomenon. A young girl was seen walking calmly outside the entrance, staying on the roadside of the gate as expected. In the very next moment, without the gate opening and without anyone else in sight, she appeared inside the cemetery and continued walking toward the inner path, as if nothing unusual had happened. The footage was checked frame by frame, yet there was no sign of her passing through the gate. Many believed it was not a normal girl, but the spirit of someone returning to the place she once belonged.
There is a very real vampire society living among us in plain sight. I actually have some exclusive insider information to add to Light Paladin's video. It first mentioned how Playboi Carti started dressing and acting like a vampire when he released the song Vamp Anthem, and how this is not a coincidence. This also wasn't a phase, like it's a signal you could choose to become a vampire. There are people in every major city, especially in like the fashion, the art, the music industry, who practice blood rituals, who literally alter their DNA to evolve beyond human, like in order to become something else. He explains that he's seen it himself. He lives in a very major metro city, so do I live in New York, and he's been inside the scene. It's exactly like Blade, or like one of those gritty 2000s vampire movies, where it's underground clubs, red lighting, no mirror, people whisper in Latin, and he's not exaggerating. Don't even get me started on the fashion industry. Some of these runway shows are rituals disguised as art. I went to one last year and we couldn't have cameras, we couldn't have anything like that. We were just there to like take it all in. And at the event, they made everyone wear these like red veils. The lights were then dimmed to near darkness. And then the floor that the models were walking on was kind of like a mirror. And it looked like this mirror was drenched in blood. And then like one model bit the other one on the neck. People clapped like it was some sort of like edgy performance art. But like, I'm telling you, it felt real. But of course, this is just a story for entertainment purposes. There was also a show in Paris that I only heard about where there wasn't a guest list. Like, and this is for entertainment purposes. This is all just like fun and pretend. You would have to bleed to get in. The designer never gave interviews, and people say that she hasn't aged for like 20 years. And that is the thing about these vampires. They don't age, guy. Like, wow, they got work done seemingly out of nowhere. Very quick recovery. Megan Fox has also openly discussed how she and MGK admit that they drink each other's blood. Remember, all of this is a conspiracy theory. It's just for entertainment purposes. Don't take anything I say as fact. But these nightclubs are like entry points. They're kind of like a testing ground. And the more elite the club, the closer you get to the inner circle. And there's a certain level where you're not just partying. You're in like a different dimension. And there are allegedly people in these circles that don't even blink, and they speak in riddles. There's actually a rave in Brooklyn that happens every equinox that has no phones allowed. And you'll hear about it once and then never find it again. And people vanish for days afterward. And then the people who return are all a bit different. I'm not saying to like go look for it. I'm saying that like it's already around you. And if you haven't been invited,
the first video that I ever made on here that went viral was I know a vampire when I see one. And back in 2023, or whenever I made that video, it was not mainstream to talk about how there are possibly, allegedly, real-life vampires that live in Hollywood. And more people are coming out because celebrities are just making it so much more obvious. So right now, I'm in my I told you so era because I told you there were vampires in Hollywood. There were vampires that you see in fashion, that you see in music, and they're not hiding it anymore. Playboi Carti is very flamboyant with his practices. I've spoken to you about other vampires that are living in Hollywood. I mean, everybody thought I was crazy, but they're coming out now, and they're gonna be out in the open about it.
Ain't nothing but damn devils. They favorite color is red and blue. Get me? They represent the Illuminati. That's what you see. That's why they roll out the red carpet. All right? When you get large as Jay-Z, he doesn't really have to do blood sacrifices anymore because he's crossed over. He's a master mason. But what he has to do, he has to give up souls. So what did he do? His last soul that he gave and was very successful was Kanye West. Kanye West came over. He was an apprentice and a mason, and he wanted to go a step higher. He advised him to give up his mom. Kanye West took a trip to Paris, which is, the UK. His mama came up there, and then now there's one. That's what I'm saying. So what happened in that big picture? Jay-Z gave Kanye West to Satan. He gave the Satan a soul. Rick Ross is the same way. He don't have to fulfill blood sacrifices because he's giving souls to Satan. That Maybach music, all he got to do is keep signing people. And that's what he's doing. He's signing people.
Why you keep following me? I don't know, I'm backing up a little bit. What the fuck?
Oh,
what the
fuck?
fuck?
Yo,
Go!
From a hunter pursued by an unknown creature in the stillness of night to a chilling encounter with a witch crawling backward along a deserted road, these are stories often dismissed as folklore
Better
or
learn from
rumor.
her. Y'all be thinking this horror shit is a joke. That shit is not no game. That's why I don't play around with them spirits, y'all. You can have it. If you want to, go ahead. Imagine you got a gig doing an acting for a horror movie, and instead of you just acting, the shit come to life. Like the shit follow you home type shit. That's what happened to her. I know y'all know who this is by her face. This is the actress Vera Farmiga, the one that played in The Conjuring, the one who played Lorraine Warren. So she said while she was filming The Last Conjuring, she somehow got a bruise on her leg, y'all. And look at this shit. She said she got this bruise while filming that movie, and she don't know how it happened. But y'all, she said this not the first time it happened. She said each time she did one of the Conjuring movies, some weird shit like this, some unexplainable shit happened. Where she said she didn't get hit, she didn't run into nothing, it just showed up. Now y'all can say it's a coincidence, or y'all can say, oh, maybe she was just trying to promote the movie. But nah, fool. You're dealing with real possessions and demons, and you doing this horror movie. Like, I know shit like that can happen, because you fucking around with them spirits. Y'all better learn, fool. Y'all know Hollywood like to play with dark energy, but sometimes that dark energy want to play right back, and y'all seen the results of it. That's why I don't fuck around with that shit. So y'all let me know what y'all think happened right there. Is this a cause from something she did, or do y'all think she's really being hunted by something they were trying to
friend of mine caught this on his doorbell camera in Pennsylvania. What the hell is that? What is that thing? Now, he had been hearing noises for the past couple of nights, but nobody really believed him. People said it was his imagination, or maybe he was drinking too much. Now, looking at this picture, maybe he is drinking too much. But that's something, and I don't know what the heck it is. But it sure as heck isn't in his imagination.
What the is going on? They got chickens in their hand. They praying with the chickens.
Care for protect victims. She says
they doing their thing with the chickens. I don't know what that is, but they praying with the chicken. A live chicken in their hand.
Speculate about the reptilians in Closer Encounters. The biosphere of this planet was radically reshaped to make it habitable for humans. Well, that would have involved also the extinction of the dinosaurs, right? So the Nordics coming here from Mars were responsible for the extinction of the dinosaurs. Now, the Sumerian myths tell us that when the Anunnaki engineered a slave race on Earth, they went through several successive models, and the first few were failures. So that is a speculation that Well, if they got here at the time the dinosaurs were the dominant species on the Earth, and they're responsible for the extinction of the dinosaurs, and yet they needed to create a humanoid slave race, why not take dinosaurs and hybridize them genetically with themselves?
July 6th, 2025, a boutique was completely empty in the middle of the night, with only its CCTV cameras recording the quiet store. One of the mannequins on display had no head, and at 2:14 a.m., it suddenly began to move. The footage showed it turning its body as if looking behind, and then taking a few steps across the floor. What made the staff uneasy was that it did not leave through any door or window. It simply vanished from the camera view and was never seen again. The next morning, workers searched the entire store, storage rooms, and delivery area, but the mannequin was gone. Some believe it was taken, while others think it walked away on its own. Walking across his land when something unusual caught his eye. In the distance, a tall figure wrapped in cloth was moving awkwardly, like it wasn't comfortable standing upright. He stopped and watched, unsure of what he was seeing. Then, right in front of him, the figure changed. In just a few seconds, it turned into a donkey. The shift was so sudden and smooth that his body froze in place. He had heard old stories about beings that could change form, but seeing it happen was different. If this footage stayed with you, don't look away yet. Like the video to support real horror investigations. Subscribe to Grave Orbit for disturbing footage, unexplained encounters, and stories that refuse to be forgotten. Turn on notifications, because what you'll see next might be worse. Social media influencer Jana de Alatra left everyone shocked during a live interview. Everything was normal until the color of her eyes seemed to change, and her pupils became thin and vertical, like a reptile's. The video sparked many theories online. Some viewers argued that she might not be human, and that she is a reptilian, while others believed it was simply a hoax. Later, when she was asked about this eye-shifting moment, she claimed she had no idea it had even happened.
Something wrong with her eyes. She just does not look good.